Ladies and gentlemen, it is another week and another episode of Cryptids and Creepy Stuff. This episode is episode 10. Woo! Yeah, super excited. Did it sound like it? Anyway, we got some people in the studio here tonight. Of course, as always, I'll introduce the other guy first because the one looks like he's talking to somebody. But we I got all tongue tangled. I apologize. Here's Roland.
What's up, everyone?
I got tongue tangled. I can think straight. I am possessed. Anyway, here's the guy that does the research. Here's Bruce.
Yeah, the guy who literally does everything. Like,
no, look. Now I was counting. We're episode 10, so what we've been doing is 2 episodes a month. We've been doing this for 5 months,
roughly. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, good job, Bruce.
It's a
wonder. It's a wonder I didn't.
That we skipped a couple of weeks. But.
It's a wonder I didn't have my foot up here counting my damn toes. So roughly 5 months. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, we got a lot more coming. I think we have this as we're terming this season. We have roughly 13 episodes. So after tonight, there will only be 3 left of this season.
Dude, the last episode, dude, season finale is going to be so wild. It's just going to be like, it's like you got the state of Arkansas and you just throw a dart. Wherever it lands, there's probably something spooky or something cryptidy there.
And I will take his word for it because he does all the research. I just supply the format.
Yeah, I'm just here.
Not just that. Y'all guys help me research stuff. Like David, you've sent me several things to possibly do for episodes. In fact, like the first half of the season was just you sending me like random things, and then I started looking into it, and I was like, "Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this." I just got a notification.
The finder, you're the researcher. Roland's the guy that's here.
Just got a notification to fix my privacy. Maybe one of these days I won't. Maybe one of these days I won't have to do that. Like I could find somebody that knows how to operate Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know why, because we went in there and we've checked it out, and you should be.
Yeah, like when you go live, it should automatically have it set up for everybody. No, he's true. He's honestly he's telling the truth, guys. They didn't teach us. We should have already, if we didn't know how to count when we got in, it was something that we didn't need. Remember that SpongeBob episode where Squidward tells him to forget every single thing except for fine dining? So he like completely dumps his entire memory banks on everything.
I take your word for it.
It was hilarious. Like think about it in your head. Like when you say dump the files, like there's like 15 SpongeBobs and they're like destroying like all these filing cabinets. And there's one SpongeBob, he pulls out the file for breathing, and then he like kind of slowly puts it back in there and like shuts the drawer. Like, I may need to know how to breathe.
All right.
Yeah, you know how it is.
So, as we said before, though, this is episode 10. Today's episode is about, and I kid you not, this is the actual name, The Tilly Willy Bridge. What the hell is wrong with Arkansas and some of these names of stuff?
Well,
The Tilly Willy Bridge.
it's craziness. I don't know what. It's just a weird. I guess over time people got tired of. I guess over time people just got tired of calling it so and so and made it go to the other. You know, I'm not gonna give anything away just yet. We're in the every episode. This is like the getting to know you phase. Like this is the episode where we get together after a week of 6 days from the last time we saw each other.
On here at least. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't see me but like once, twice a week. But
right, I wish it was more, but yeah, you're right.
You grab crotch over there on that side all the time.
Probably
a guy named Tilly got caught with his willy out on it.
Look, in Arkansas, I would not put it past an old coot getting an old coot named Tilly getting his willy out.
Well, Bruce, do you want to show everybody where this is located?
Yeah, like we normally do. I'll give you guys I don't know if you'll be able to really zoom in, but the red circle is the center of that circle is the location of the thing. So this is it's up by in Fayetteville over by Shalom Springs.
Shilom.
Shalom. The I sounds like an H.
I'll take your word for it, but yeah.
I think it's Siloam.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. So yeah, that red circle right there is directly over the location of Tilly Willy Bridge, which it's interesting. I couldn't. Man, I tried to find like origins of the road that it's on. It's on South Wilson Hollow Road in Fayetteville.
Oh, but look what it's crossing over.
The White River, yeah. And that's in Washington County.
There's been so much that we have covered that has to do with the White River.
It seems like the bulk of the things that we've researched and talked about have had their toes in the White River, so to speak.
So to speak. Apparently, somebody put their willy in there. But anyway,
I guess so.
Holy crap, we're
that may be the origin of Whitey.
Ew. Anyway.
All right, so legend has it the Tilly Willy Bridge in Fayetteville is believed to have been built in the 1800s, and I found a couple of different dates, but I just generalized it to 1800s. 1830, 1835, 1838. What is that? What? Do you guys hear that?
I heard something in the background.
Oh, it sounded like I was picking up trucker noise.
Trucker noise.
Like I got the antenna on the convoy. We got a great big convoy.
Yeah. I hear like a TV, it sounds like in the background. Well, we got
hey, that one's some headphones. Right there. Hey, look, I'm sorry guys, that happens. I just heard some weird noises. So like I said, yeah, I got three. Okay, so I got three different dates.
From rolling.
1800. The 1800s is a generalization. 1830, 1835, and 1838. The bridge is alleged to be the location of a singular tragic accident, but there have been a few variations of the tale, making the rounds as a schoolyard tale reflecting the decade in which it is being told. So that's, the old urban legend, wives' tale, The central basis for the legend is that there was an accident on the bridge. One of them is of a woman driving a Model A into town, and she was distracted by her young son while driving over the bridge. She veered off the bridge and into the river or the waters, because it's not really it's a branch of the White River, but it's more of like a creek. It's like a deep creek.
Gotcha.
I've actually looked at, I've actually seen some pictures. In fact, here's a picture of what the bridge looked like before 2010. And you can see it's almost like a low water bridge, just concrete slabs put together, and
it didn't look like they did much. It was like they're like, let's throw something here too.
Well, yeah, and we'll get into
rocks out there and concrete over it.
We'll get into some detail on that, later on in the show. So she drove over the bridge into the frigid waters, and both of them died because they were unable to exit the vehicle. And this story was going around in the 1950s. So there were some eyewitness. There were some local accounts from people that lived in the area up, all the way back then, that had said that they had heard this story getting passed around, and it was almost like a lover's lane type thing. You go out there with your girl, and you try to get her scared so she'll put her arm around you, kind of thing. One thing leads to another.
Out to this bridge.
Yes. So in the 1960s or 70s, there was a man driving with his family, and as the car crossed the bridge, he got distracted by his son who was crying. He turned around to take care of him and accidentally drove the car off the bridge, in which all everybody perished in the rushing water. It was a husband, wife, and their two kids, a boy and a girl. So that's the second kind of legend story, and that was going around in the 1960s and early 70s. So later on, in the later 70s, there was another tale of a mother driving with her two daughters, and she was driving over the bridge when she accidentally lost control of the vehicle and drove off into the murky water, killing herself and her children. Sorry, I'm being distracted. I'm laying in bed with Bruce. Sorry, guys.
Well, it sounds like they need to put some damn guardrails on this.
Well,
thing.
like I showed you the picture. This was taken in 1980, and it's of a woman. There's actually a Facebook page dedicated to the Tilly Willy Bridge and the hauntings that go on there. So this was a picture taken in 1980 of a woman. Her name is Lisa Laney Meeson, and I say that because that was what the picture was described, or what the picture was called on the Facebooks. So that's her. That's her sitting in the middle, and as you can see, there are sort of like kind of wheel stops. I guess you would call them that.
Not a whole lot, really.
Almost like curbs, almost like those concrete pylons not pylons, but those concrete vehicle stops in parking lot.
Yeah.
So it's unclear which of these tales is responsible, but the story goes that the accident, in quotes, is how the bridge eventually got its name. It's presumed that a local woman by the name of Matilda Wilson Ford, an early settler of the Fayetteville area, is the woman in each tale, and her name slid off the tongue easier as Tilly Willy instead of Tildy Wilson. So that's the origin. So that's the origin of the name of it. But there's no record. I mean, there is a record of a Tildy Wilson Ford that was an early settler in the area in the 1800s, but there's no I couldn't find any police reports or any kind of accident reports or anything like newspaper articles discussing it.
Right, because that one eyewitness that I showed you on that thing, he said that there was no actual police records of this happening. But crap, if it's in the 50s.
Oh yeah, well back then, the small town sheriff, it was like, it was like what is that place called?
It was probably drinking and fornicating.
No, it was like back then it was like Mayberry, dude. You had a local cop and maybe a deputy, and stuff like that. People driving off a bridge just didn't happen, and if it did, they it was just like, oh man, they passed away. We're gonna bury them.
All our records got destroyed in the fire of '75.
That's funny. So the bridge has stood in the bridge has stood in several incarnations for over 220 years. So roughly 223 years by my calculations. Like Scotty said, Marines don't know how to count, so I could be off, give or take a few years. But still, locals claim the ghost of a woman haunts the Tilly Willy Bridge to this day. The most recent renewal was in 2010 when the little more than a low water bridge was demolished. Construction commenced and a new one opened in 2012. So here is a side view, well, kind of like standing on the bridge looking off into the creek of the new bridge.
Okay.
So see,
they brought
that's more of a
up taller.
Oh yeah, they and here's another picture of it from the road. After that cone, you can see where the bridge markers are, and that's the new bridge. But basically, this bridge, like I said, it was it was just a kind of a means to get across the creek that sometimes, if it rained good and hard, would flood and become a bigger river that it was attached to. An interesting thing to note, and I've put it in here somewhere, I just don't know exactly where. So the lake. Does anybody want to jump in? Like, I don't want to be the only one dancing here, y'all.
All right, Lake Wilson was constructed as Fayetteville's original water supply reservoir. The city stopped using it as a water supply in the 1960s when Beaver Water District became the primary source of water for Northwest Arkansas. Park users... Huh?
Beaver water. That just sounds horrible. I quit.
Park users can experience boating, fishing, nature watching, picnicking, and hiking. People sometimes pass the Tilly Willy Bridge to go to the lake. The current owner of the property, Herman Jones, has said the bridge was added to the area to control flooding. It was never intended to be a bridge. It was a dam. Regardless, people still used it as a bridge, and many died while traveling to cross it, including a University of Arkansas student who accidentally drove off and drowned it.
Huh. It was a dam and not even a bridge.
Yeah, was it? Wow, that would explain why there wasn't no side rails.
Right. Yeah, that would explain it. It's basically just a water levee.
They pulled it to the levee, and that levee was not dry.
Right.
Oh my God.
Oh, that was bad.
Back then they weren't.
I'm the one that
very
makes
fast.
the stupid jokes. So.
No, I'll take it. If I had a soundboard, I would give you an applause. That was great.
Oh.
There it is. Hey, can you attach some speakers to that?
It goes through the system.
Oh, okay.
It's not meant to be loud.
Oh no, I'm about to completely I'm gonna buy it, but I'm gonna completely steal your entire setup, and I'm gonna try to make that soundboard loud as hell. just for the microphone and the sound doohickey though.
An interesting note, the road, the bridge, and the lake all bear the names which some say refer to the woman who supposedly haunts the area, Matilda Wilson Ford.
Think about how in the hell, how horrible you got to be named after something just because somebody can't say the damn name. I can't say Tilda Wilson, so we're going to call it Tilly Willy. What the hell kind of dumb shit is that?
Well, I mean,
it might be the accent too, you know.
Yeah, it could be.
Fucking hillbillies.
Well, that's a little bit, you know, a little bit northern Arkansas. So
it's still Arkansas.
Maybe they've got a different accent. But no, I was saying, I tried to find origins of why Lake Wilson is called Lake Wilson. The Tilly Willy Bridge, obviously, and then Wilson Hollow Road. I couldn't find any origins on those or why the county would name them those.
Well, it's clear, Matilda Wilson Ford. So obviously that Wilson's probably her maiden name. It's probably, the family of that area,
Well, yeah, and that's probably right because
I'm
one thing that I found there's another hollow over there. There's a mountain over there, and some people live on it, and it's actually called that family name mountain. So I can't remember the name of it. David?
Oh man. Okay, so let's talk about
Lost his place.
Spooky time. No, I didn't. Wasn't expecting it to be my turn.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Roland, if you want to continue, man.
Let's talk about a few spooky. Hey, that dog barked perfect timing. Times.
Yeah, that's kind of spooky.
Sometimes if you drive across the bridge or drive on the bridge, you can see a lady in a white dress.
All right, hold on.
You see cars.
Hold on. This is supposedly a picture of the lady in white.
Where?
So, if you're looking at the picture,
at the end there?
Yeah, right at the end. Supposedly, that's a picture of a lady in white. I couldn't find an up close version of it. I don't.
To me, that just looks like light.
Well, up by the sign, I don't know what that weird looking jellyfish thing is, but I doubt that's a woman.
Huh. Well, that is interesting. If you see cars lights that are coming towards you once you blink, there is no one there. Ooh.
We need that on the soundboard.
Right, for this segment, yes.
People traveling in that area near the bridge have seen what looks like oncoming car headlights, but as they get closer, they disappear. So, similar scenario.
Yeah.
And that's not all. Legend has it that if you stop or park near the bridge and turn off your headlights, that handprints will appear on your window or the back of your car. Now, that is genuinely creepy.
Yes. Yeah, I would probably turn my driver's seat into a porta-john if that happened.
Some visitors claim that where did I go? Okay. That their engines will stall out and will only start again once they have pushed their car away from the bridge. And then another story that surrounds the bridge is that of a green goblin creature who resides in the area.
Can we hold up on that first? Yeah, we need to talk about that because out of all this story, the one thing that got me the most was the green goblin. Right. Now, I went and I looked and I looked and I looked. The only thing that I could find on green goblins is in 2023, there in Arkansas, there's reported 50 to 100 goblin sightings in Arkansas.
Wow. Well, that harkens back to the, a lot of the British Isles travelers coming over here during the 1800s to populate this area. So, I mean, that could have something to do with it. Maybe they brought a whole crate of them over here and just it fell off the wagon.
Yeah, because we talked, that's kind of similar to something we talked about. Was it on the last one or?
Last
one of them we talked about.
It was the Snoffus.
The Snoffus, yeah, kind of goes along in that same. It's kind of in that same area, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, a freaking Green Goblin, a little ogre living under the bridge. You gotta answer his riddle before you
It's the
can
Billy
cross
Goats.
it.
Stay out of my chocolate covered.
It's the Billy Goats gruff.
Those other ones.
Are
Yeah,
you
I
getting
think
in
that's
trouble, Bruce?
I think that's a troll, David, not a goblin.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm getting in trouble. So, one of our vendors,
One or the other.
one of our vendors gave us these chocolate covered pecans, and I just grabbed like 2 out of the thing, and
You got in trouble,
I got in trouble because those are the wives.
even though they were given to you.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Anyway.
they were given to me, but I'm getting in trouble for eating them.
They're mine, just like last year.
I told on you.
They're mine, just like last year.
Good point.
You
All right, so who wants to talk about some sighting? Not everybody.
Roland, you want to?
Well, let's see. So
Well, I got that whole jumble at the beginning though. So
let's see. Where
We
did
got
it go?
Ronnie Caveness from Fayetteville. Is
All right,
the first
so-
one up.
In 2022, this guy left a comment and said it was not scary at all, but I saw some big fish. I went there 14 times and have yet to go on Halloween or October, and I will keep you updated. Now, this year he went. He said, "Hey, I left the review about the fish. It turns out that this is actually haunted." He said, "I saw the goblin and multiple ghosts. I went at 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. on Halloween night and saw and photographed multiple apparitions. I didn't believe in ghosts until this adventure. Went multiple times and saw something different each time."
wow, guys, I'm 100%
So
serious. We need to like get together, man weekend, and just go and explore. Tell the wives to hang out, and we may be back if the ghosts don't get us. And we just like go like a yearly camping trip.
Oh Lord. Well, Ronnie Caveness from Fayetteville talked about he took carloads of kids to Tilly Willy Bridge about 8 years ago. He said you can clearly see a lady in a white dress dancing off to the side in a field. And you can see a green goblin crossing the creek. Caveness
Wow.
said some car lights coming at you, but there's no car. Caveness said he has always been skeptical of any kind of paranormal activity, but this experience at the bridge has changed his mind. Caveness also said that he heard knocking and a woman's voice and decided it's time to get the hell out of here. I did snap some quick pictures, but you couldn't see anything. I was just looking out at the bridge, he said. But when we got back and developed the pictures, there was this white orb just right where we were at on the bridge. Caveness said that there is something there at the Tilly Willy Bridge. And he is not the only one curious to find the spooky stories are real.
Oh, there's this video on YouTube of the ghost hunter. He's from out of state, and they went there. They actually did it multiple EAP or EPA, whatever they're called.
EVPs?
Yeah, on the bridge, and a lot of feedback they were getting. One said jump, one voice said drowned. Like, yeah, they were getting a lot of feedback.
Oh wow.
on it.
Bruce, do you still have your stuff like that?
I have the voice recorders, but I've got to, obviously I got to change batteries in them and clean them up because they've been packed away for several years. But you remember me telling you the EVP story of at the cemetery in Sedgwick?
Yeah, that's why I was wondering if you still had that stuff.
Guys, what are we doing? Cryptid and creepy stuff. We need to go on the road. Do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Do a pre-recorded episode. Like Scotty said, you know what
I
the
do.
stories are telling me? Stay the hell off this bridge.
Right. So here's a picture
So-
of the bridge.
Yeah, that's the
But
one.
look at that
water,
water, dude.
Oh yeah,
Like
the
if,
water's kind of high. So,
if you fall in that, you're toast.
oh dude,
Yeah.
can you imagine? Can you imagine be buckled into a car? It's
Oh
over with.
man, yeah. So we got another one here. Oh yeah, there's another picture. Yeah, that looks a little bit more modern, but before they updated it,
Yeah.
it's definitely a low water bridge.
Oh yeah.
So we got Stephanie Dawn. This is a statement from her. She says, "My dad is the one that got me started going there when I was around 10 years old. I've had so many different experiences from my car doors flying opening on the bridge to a car following us, and the person actually got out and his legs were broken. Lots of things have happened to us on the bridge. We were pushed many times and had tiny handprints, visible handprints, all on my car." Scotty said it looked like the bridge from Wizard of Oz. So Christina Lawrence from Rogers made many trips to the Tilly Willy Bridge. The atmosphere was definitely very creepy, and is definitely something I won't forget, especially for the first few times that you go. You're just like, wow, this is just weird. Someone did die here. You could totally see it happening. You like my inflection there?
Oh yeah, dude. I was there.
Lauren said that Lauren said that the whole atmosphere of the bridge was just the perfect place to tell scary stories. It was really creepy, and the trees were really grown over the road and created like this halo style environment, or like a scary Halloween environment. She said she was upset when they tore it down. It's completely different now, but we still have the memories, she said. Gosh, they say she said a lot in this.
Yeah.
I think stories behind it are super cool, and it's neat that the legacy of the bridge is still living on, even though it was torn down and redone. Holy crap, that was hard to read.
Interpreter.
Go ahead.
Oh, I said interpreter. We need somebody to read this for us.
Right. Well, and despite having different experiences, it is firmly believed that that there is something or someone lurking at the bridge. The whole atmosphere was scary. The stories behind it were scary, but it's definitely a place I will never forget, Lawrence said. I'm a believer that there is something. I don't know if you would say it's haunted, but there's definitely some kind of entity there.
Yeah, the more I'm thinking about this and the longer we do this, I really want to do like a man camping trip. Just three dudes.
Trip?
Yeah, a mamping trip. Just three dudes in the woods. Just three dudes in the woods mamping it up.
That just sounds creepy.
Sounds amazing.
It does. It sounds so good.
I'm talking about being alone in the woods with Bruce. I definitely will need to find some padded, some like a chastity belt so you don't molest.
I won't.
It's the mamping trip. There's none of that going on. Calm down.
Oh Lord! Anybody want to pick up now? Because I'm tired of reading. Because my reading is retarded.
Yeah. So Leanne Longden Williams said that she has many memories down there. Her car died on the corner of the side of the road one night. She also heard a baby crying. Took like what seemed forever to get it started again. There was nothing, no lights, radio, nothing. Then it finally started as a lady in a long dress approached with fog all around her.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
wouldn't that be some shit?
But let's get real though. Because looking at it, when you hear lady in white dress, normally that's indicating suicide, murder,
right,
something along those lines. Like anytime you hear about a woman in a white dress,
horrid.
It's something horrid has happened, and it wasn't accidental.
Another example of this was when we did the Cotter Bridge. There was a sighting of a woman in white there, and so, not a coincidence that it was over the White River.
And so I wouldn't doubt that if it was the same woman from the first story, that she just killed her kids.
Well, I mean, with the sorry,
Well, that's the
guys,
thing.
this
The
is
story,
sorry.
the story is from the 50s, so there's only it's a lot of it was just speculation on what actually happened.
Right.
There is a lot of to digest here of saying that there's more to it than just her getting distracted and driving the
Yeah.
hell off.
Well,
You know?
I think what adds some facets to it is that you know every other decade, skip a few decades, the story is becoming it's being retold, and some stuff is being added and some stuff's being taken away just to kind of make it fit to the scenario that it needs to be. So let's say something did happen. Fast forward 20 years. The somebody retells the story. Hey, be careful going over that bridge because somebody died there. Then it becomes almost like the telephone effect. Like, well, I heard it was a woman in a blue car, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, it was a teenager. It was a teenage girl in a red a red wagon or something. You know what I'm saying? Over the years,
Well, of course, you
the
know,
story changes.
if the original incident took place in the 50s, it could have been foul play anyways, and there wouldn't have been a damn clue, dude.
Right. Back then there was no. Well, I mean, the bridge was supposedly built. Originally, the crossing over the river or creek area was supposedly built back in the 1800s. So, that being said, something from that far back, like we don't have scientific evidence, or there's not a lot of, unless it was something major happening, like millionaire builds skyscraper to the moon, like they don't, unless it was something that was miraculous like that, they didn't write it down.
Yeah. And most of the time, if it was a small town like that, they were going to keep it under wraps anyways because they didn't want that leaking out. Like, I'm not going to that town.
Well, not only that, but a lot of the times back then, like the small town sheriff, he didn't want other police or other organizations coming into his town and mucking things up. Sorry, that was so good I had to put them away. They're cinnamon glazed pecans. So good.
They were cinnamon glazed pecans. They're gone.
I didn't eat the whole thing. Come on now. I had a total of maybe 6.
Well, I see you licking the wrapper at one point. You're like, ah.
Turning it inside out in my hand.
Oh, Lord. Well, so we're already, well, I mean, we pretty much covered most of stuff. The story's become legendary, and even I think we were talking about it earlier. It even has a Facebook page dedicated to it,
right?
For people who experience the same things or something strange on the. I even feel weird saying it. The Tilly Willy Bridge. It sounds dumb to say it that, but hey, whatever.
All right. For once, in a sentence, call it the Tildy Wilson Bridge, and see what happens.
The Tildy Wilson Bridge.
Right. Now, if you're talking in a normal sentence and that you try to say the Tildy Wilson Bridge, it's difficult. It makes your tongue do weird things, and it's a lot easier to say.
My
Tilly
tongue
Willy
does weird things anyway, so. Wait,
yeah, it does.
That sounded bad.
Well, and this is why 3 guys are going to the woods by themselves.
Mamp trip.
But I think we kind of, like there wasn't a whole lot of, there was some meat to it, but there wasn't a whole lot of meat to it. But it was enough to really get us to thinking about different things, especially with the woman in white.
Right.
The being the older bridge and whatnot.
Like the
and
green
of course,
goblin creatures.
Yeah, that, and then of course we have another connection with the White River, which has been a mainstay through a lot of what we've done, And
that being said, in all this research that we've done, over these past months, when Arkansas was first becoming a state, the White River played a pivotal role in in bringing, you know, infrastructure and bringing, you know, people to these you know, uncivilized places, and really made it you know, available for people to get there and to create these towns. So, you know, I mean, there may be some connection to the White River that we're not seeing. Maybe there's something bigger
that just didn't get there, that didn't make it onto some kind of record, you know.
Right.
Well, of course,
you don't know what might have happened during the construction and whatnot.
Right, and you know how many people die and go missing every year, and how many of them were just screwing around beside a river? The undertow catches them, and they're like, "Oh, what happened to Billie Jean Simmons? Oh, he's gone." Like,
oh, dang, Callywumpus came out of the lake and got it. Came out of the field and got him. Dragged him back into the Callywumpus hole. I don't even know. I would totally tell a Callywumpus story if I was with somebody and they just kind of just vanished. I'd be like, huh, I didn't do it. It was the dang Callywumpus. He was right there.
What the hell? What the hell is a Callywumpus?
I have no idea.
To be.
It's really it's a vehicle for whatever you need it to be for.
So it's a friend.
Who took your potato chips? That dang Callywumpus took it. Somebody stole my brand new bike. Dad, I swear to God, I didn't give it away. It was a Callywumpus.
Oh Lord. Well, Bruce, you want to wrap us up? We had a shorter episode, but it was informative. But you want to wrap us up here, bud?
So I mean, yeah, we've almost got. I mean, we got 42 minutes out of it. That's not too bad. So some of the sources that I got were KKYR.com. It's an Arkansas radio station / TV station that did a little article on it, the Tilly Willy Bridge. Northwest Arkansas homepage.com, NWA homepage.com. They did a haunted history in Northwest Arkansas, Tilly Willy Bridge. Onlyinyourstate.com. I get a lot of my stuff from Only in Your State. That's some pretty good sightage for learning about local cryptids and creepy things. And then Facebook, the Tilly Willy Bridge Facebook page, that was really informative. There was a lot of good pictures on there, and really kind of helped along with some of the sightings and whatnot.
And there's about 7 videos of ghost hunters actually on the bridge doing filming that you can actually look on YouTube if you need a little more hard evidence than what we.
Yeah. There was also, I think there was a couple of different like ghost adventures episodes. Like every one that we've done, there's been, well, besides like onesies and twosies, but every one we've done has had a similar. Haunted America, ghost adventures, so on and so forth. Something that's been televised.
Yeah.
So yeah, YouTube is perfect to.
Well, I was gonna say they've been televised, but most of the stuff that we've dealt with are not like we would consider mainstream knowledge.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
That's why we did it this way. That's why we're not just going after like we're going to figure out sightings of Bigfoot. Yeah. So.
Right.
Oh.
Hey. Is that on a soundboard?
No.
It's not. It should.
It's my big K version of Sprite.
Oh, it's that damn Callywumpus.
It's a Callywumpus.
He molested me.
I don't know why I pronounce it Wampus instead of Wampus. That's so weird.
It's both words. Yeah, it's whatever you want it to be. I actually said it wrong. See?
No. Who knows if we're saying it right to begin with? Cue the scared. Oh, that'll work. It's an attempted murder.
Anyway, people, we appreciate you tuning in to Cryptids and Creepy Stuff. We should be back in 2 weeks for episode 11. Stay tuned to our Facebook page to find out what we're going to talk about. Make sure you subscribe to all this crap.
Next Tuesday, Wrestling with ADHD and Bruce.
Wrestling with ADHD and Bruce. Tomorrow night, SDU, every Thursday. And coming up soon, I'm in the making. I've got some more for shoots and giggles lined up, possibly next week. So,
hey, so we'll talk after the stream ends.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody, we appreciate y'all. Have a good night.